All right, so this is a message to a YouTuber that's been blatantly ripping me off and has been doing so for about 2 months straight. And his name is the PG Rant Boy. So if he's watching, I would like to say, um, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the words to say about what you're doing, but the only thing I can say is that you're basically ripping me off, and no like disrespect or anything, but it's kind of making you come off as a watered down version of me. Like you've pretty much ranted on the same stuff I did. You ranted on the Amanda Todd jokes slash memes like I did, the Cash Me Outside girl, which well everybody's did, but oh well, and just among a few other things and stuff. And I did comment on one of your videos saying, "Oh, why are you ripping me off?" or something like that, and you said that you were inspired. But it's a difference between biting somebody off so blatantly and being inspired by something. Because no offense, like I've basically spent a few years trying to build up some of this YouTube clout that I have, well, little of YouTube clout. And the only thing I can say is that you gotta try to come up with some different stuff, because biting off of me isn't really gonna get your clout up on YouTube, because it's just not the way, dude. Like, it's so obvious. You ran it on the same stuff I do. Hell, you wear a similar mask that I have. The only difference is that your mask pretty much looks better than mine, because my mask was painted and it's kind of chipping off, and the like strap thing to hold, that used to like hold on to my head and stuff is worn out. So RIP to that mask. So it's basically just the same thing that you're doing. Like, you're doing the same shit to me. So I'm just going to end that whole message thing there, and now I'm going to talk about just my following thoughts about this too. And also, it's just crazy that somebody like this is just blatantly ripping me off, because that's what I really think it is. Like, I'm not upset, I'm not pissed off, I'm not angry and stuff. I'm just shook. Like, that's the only thing I can say. I'm shook. I'm shooketh. Like, the fact that somebody would really just try to do the same stuff I do, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to watch my video. I mean, maybe he will, maybe he won't. Like, it's not a diss. This isn't a diss video. I'm just saying, like, what's the point of trying to copy me, because I did this stuff first. I started this Rant Kid stuff when I was 13 on February 17th, 2014. This dude started off with this PG Rant Boy type stuff on June 4th, 2017. So basically he has like 50 something subscribers and 100 something videos. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go after him, flag his stuff, no. Just, if you want to, then subscribe to the dude and give him support. But at least but I just wish that he would just come up with his own original thing, because the PG Rant Boy is technically just a watered down version of me. Basically, it's just a watered down version of me and stuff, with only slight differences, because this whole channel is basically has slight differences. And one of the things that he copies from me is basically the same premise as this character thing that I'm in now, which is basically using it as using the character as a form of free expression, which I do, which I'm not trying to say that I own the whole free expression idea, but that's basically the same thing that I do. Pretty much all of my rants and all of my other videos and stuff are for free expression, because he's basically just doing the same stuff I do. So therefore he's just a ripoff. He does the opinions time videos I used to do, the discussion times, hell, even right down to the vlogs. Because just everything that he's done was basically similar, except for the fact that except for the fact that I didn't do a discussion time on Do Not 1999 and Ben the Looney. Shouts out to them. But I really just don't get why somebody would just copy my stuff like this, so hard. But whatever's whatever. I mean, if you want to subscribe to the guy, then go ahead. Just don't send him any hate comments or go after him and stuff. I'm not trying to do that. And matter of fact, I shouldn't have to say it because people should have common sense not to do stuff like this, because that's really mean. And I'm not that kind of person that would sit up there and do that. Just because a dude is blatantly ripping me off, then I'm going to start hating him. I'm just shocked. Like, that's the only thing I'm feeling. I felt shocked today because I was laughing my ass off out of shock because someone's literally just copying me like this and saying that that's inspiration. There's a difference between inspiration and plagiarism, especially blatant plagiarism. Like, dude, it's the same thing but with slight differences. That's his whole channel. His whole channel of 50 something subs, which is basically just doing the same shit I do with slight differences. That's all it is. That's not inspiration. Because if you're inspired by something, then it's going to be completely different, but influenced by that thing that you're inspired by. So that's all I gotta say. All I'm saying is that the dude needs to come up with his own original shit and stop copying me, because that's basically what he's doing. He's copying me, but just adding stuff that's slightly different. Like, some of the stuff that he's talked about, like, he's talked about different subjects and stuff here and there, but most of the times it's just stuff that's about that's just about the same stuff that I've done videos on. Because at first I thought he was being satirical, like maybe it was a dude taking the piss out of me, which would be funny because I love satire, as long as it's done right, not the internet's abused version of satire, by the way. And yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Don't send any hate, negativity to the dude. Subscribe to him if you want, because his stuff is actually okay, but I just wish that his stuff was a little bit more original and not just biting me off, because that's all it is. So this is the Rant Kid, and remember, I'm like the Highlander. There can only be one.